Chengdu in China hosted the second event of A1GP's Global Odyssey, and Danny Watts was representing Great Britain for the first time, but it was pole sitter Adam Carroll who made the best start, while Danny managed to squeeze past A1 Team Switzerland and snatch third. Team Ireland held control, but Ho Pin Tung suffered a spin in the host nation's car, only to fight back. Great Britain's podium spot was under pressure from the Swiss at the end, but there was no doubt about the winner. A comfortable victory after Adam Carroll of Ireland put points on the board for the first time this season, while Robert Dornbos of the Netherlands took an excellent second. Unfortunately, he let himself down in the feature race by stalling. Portugal made the most of a great start and a rapid stop to take the lead. Great Britain would lose second to Ireland at the second round of stops. Meanwhile, Malaysia was heading to the top of the championship table with a good drive from Fauzi. Sadly, Nicolas Prost couldn't repeat the move on Australia, and French hopes of useful points were dashed. Up front, Portugal came under increasing pressure from Ireland, but Philippe Albuquerque held his nerve to record Portugal's first ever win in the series, our fourth different winner in 4 races this season. A superb team and driver performance. Now for event 4, we've remained in Asia and returned to a circuit that has been a key part of the series since the beginning. Sepang in Malaysia is a modern venue with superb facilities and a testing layout that's given us some fantastic racing. The track sits close to Malaysia's capital, Kuala Lumpur, a city that thrived on the strength of Asian economy and as a result combines some of the most stunning post-modern architecture with buildings from the old colonial and Asian traditions. Malaysia is a multicultural society with Malay, Chinese, Indians and Eurasians living and working side by side, and over 7 million people live in the greater Kuala Lumpur area. The tropical rainforests of peninsular Malaysia are home to a vast range of animal and plant life, and this close to the equator, hot temperatures and high humidity are the order of the day. We're set for a steamy curtain closer on this part of A1GP's Season 4. Hello and a very warm welcome to the Sepang circuit. I'm Ben Edwards with John Watson in the commentary box, James Hinchcliffe and Diana Binks in pit lane. And John, we're back in Malaysia, ready to go racing around one of the finest circuits in the world.
Without doubt, certainly one of the finest in our calendar, whether it's Series 1 or Series 4. This is a great racetrack, and A1GP, brand new car, brand new engine, gotta be exciting.
It's going to be fun, and there's a good crowd that's turned up to watch because Malaysia currently lead the points coming into this event. Huge opportunity for Faraz Fauzi and the Malaysian team to continue the good work going into the New Year break. But the drivers have been enjoying themselves here this week. Let's see what they've been up to.
Malaysia's sweeping slopes and dense rainforest is home to one of the largest mammals on Earth, the Asian elephant. Local driver Faraz Fauzi took some of the drivers to visit the Kuala Ganda Elephant Conservation Centre, where they were warmly greeted with some traditional Malaysian hospitality.
Cheers.
Then it was off to visit some of the few Asian elephants left in Malaysia at the only place set up to provide them a sanctuary in their natural habitat.
So now I will show you how to feed elephants. Okay, raise the foot up.
For once, the A1GP drivers seemed more than a little apprehensive, but they soon learned that the Jungle Kings were nothing more than gentle giants.
Yeah, it's my first time with the elephants, and it's a good experience for me. I think it's a good experience, and for everyone, the A1 drivers, I hope they enjoy the experience here.
I was a bit scared about this big mouth, and I don't know if you're going to swallow my hand or doing something weird. And but in the end, they're just so kind. They just want to be close to the people.
They like eating a lot. Looks like, we give some bananas, some fruits, everything. That was really funny.
With newfound confidence, it was time to experience a different mode of transport, only this time it was 4 legs rather than 4 wheels that took them on an outlap.
This is my first time to riding the elephant. It's quite fun, I just enjoy it for the FPR activities. Really good fun.
Seeing the big one coming to us and seeing okay, I'm going on the top, and if it just get crazy and say something happen, I was scared, but then in the end it's just chilling out, bouncing around. It's good fun.
It was actually perfect, we did 1 lap with the big one. Was cool. It was very cool.
And at the end of the day, the centre presented some local gifts to cap another memorable experience.
Malaysia, always a very welcoming country to A1GP. This is the 4th time that we have come here, so it is one of the most regular haunts on the A1GP calendar. But it's always hot, 31 degrees Celsius air temperature, humidity up to 70%. A little bit of cloud around, John, but no great threat of rain right now.
Well, certainly in the weather forecast last night, it did indicate that rain was going to occur somewhere in the afternoon. It normally does rain late afternoon, but right now, hopefully, we've got cloud, but it's high and there's a lot of blue around the racetrack.
Yeah, so we should be okay. You never know. It comes in very fast when it does come, and it can rain very hard, as we saw 2 years ago, when Nico Hulkenberg was absolutely stunning in some of the wettest conditions you can imagine.
Well, if anybody ever could walk on water, and that was an exhibition of driver control and also just self-control, and placing the car, Nico Hulkenberg found a way around what was literally little more than a lake. It was actually a racetrack.
Neil Yarney, though, knows this circuit extremely well. He was winner of both races here last year, both the sprint and the feature races. He's always qualified on pole position in any qualifying session for this track up to this weekend. So there's something special about Sepang for Neil Yarney.
Some drivers have favourite circuits. You shouldn't have, because every circuit should be the same, but you can't stop human beings do what they do. As we get a look at those lovely billowy clouds, and hopefully they're not water-laden.
Well, talking about the circuit and Neil Yarney's liking for it, let's take a more detailed look around the track with John and with the local driver as well.
The third round of the A1GP series hit Sepang in Malaysia, and John Watson caught up with local driver Farouz Fauzi.
Farouz, this year a new car, new tyres, new engine, a lot more downforce, lap times are going to drop. Here in turn 5 and turn 6, the G-forces, it's going to want to rip your head off your shoulders.
Yeah, of course. I mean, first time when I drove the car, the grip is unbelievable, you know. I mean, it's as close as Formula 1 car. And of course, this year we got a Ferrari power engine and the Michelin tires. You know, you got this corner has always been one of the quickest corner in this track. It's going to be very physical for the drivers, especially your neck and your back, because it requires a lot of commitment, this corner. You just can't miss the line. You know, if you miss the line, you just screw the whole thing.
Farouz, 2 years ago we had a monsoon rainstorm. This part of the racetrack into turn 9 was completely awash, cars going off everywhere. Your local knowledge of the racetrack, tell us how you're going to take the corner.
I think, to be honest, for me, I'd rather stay in the middle. But after there's been resurfaced the track, and of course now in the wet, the grip is so much better than last year. But the key is for this corner is to get a good traction coming up.
Been traction obviously on the exit. I mean, even 2 years ago cars were spinning.
Yeah. I mean, that was an old car, but I think with the new car it's going to be very interesting.
This is our 4th visit to the magnificent Sepang International Circuit. 15 turns, and it's still 5.5 kilometres in distance. But there are a lot of bumps into turn 1. Just watch the back of the Malaysia car as it goes over them. Up the curve for the entire corner, and then you almost side slip through turn 2. From here it's flat out down through turn 3, and the long run up to the second major braking into turn 4. Nobody's going to nick any of the inside of the curb in turn 4 because the eco blocks are now drawing grass. So just clip the curb on the inside, let the car run to the outside, and now the 2 signature corners of this racetrack, turns 5 and 6. Big commitment, big loads on the driver's head and neck. Then the run down to turns 7 and 8. Less of a commitment, but equally tricky, and have caught out people often in the past. Then there's a run downhill into turn 9. Again, heavy braking, down to second gear, but some may use first. But it's the traction out of turn 9 that is key to a good lap. Turn 10 just sets you up for the more difficult turn 11. And again, a key corner because it leads on to another high-speed part of the track. From here again, you're running downhill, and if you're courageous, it's flat out through turns 12 and then back to the right for turn 13.